conversation on our today's topic, my role as an engineer. When we say the word engineer, several visuals will come to our mind like tall buildings, motors, sensors, coding. That's all the thing will come to our mind. According to me, the first thing that comes to my mind when we say engineer is VIP. Everyone will know that our Tamil actor Dhanush movie. It's only visualized to me. Jokes apart, I request the participants to share your thoughts and opinion on the topic my role as an engineer in the chat box. Now I call upon Ms. Priyadashni Balaji to give a welcome note about the speaker of today's session, Mr. Max Savio Francis, founder and director, 𝑅E:JoKs.
Hello everyone, am I audible?
Yes, sister, you are audible.
Okay. A warm greetings to everyone. A leader is the one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. I am Priyadarshini Balaji. On behalf of the Result Talks Tamil Nadu chapter, we take immense delight in welcoming our today's speaker, Mr. Max Savio Francis, the founder and the director of 𝑅E:JoKs, Chennai. Mr. Max Savio Francis is an electrical engineer who is specialized in power electronics and drive. He completed his master's in 𝐵PA Engineering College and stepped out as a proud alumni with numerous inter and intracurricular dreams. He is very much experienced in publishing papers at national and international levels in different domains of electrical, electronics, and power systems. Mr. Max has also served as the deputy manager in 2017 at SR's Global Fund Mumbai. He has been granted the National International Patent from Australia for the project on electrical vehicle battery temperature management. He holds 3 patent works published in patent journals which are in the process of grant. He is a certified trainer from Samsung and has conducted training programs from for servicing Samsung handheld products and also a certified trainer for Arduino based embedded system. He also serves as a freelancer for various engineering colleges. We feel much elated to have his presence today. Now, you may take over the session, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for giving me this introduction. And also, I would like to thank all the team members of the 𝑅E:JoKs Talk of Tamil Nadu chapter for inviting me to give this session to handle for the students, especially for the engineers, upcoming engineers. Okay, and I would be more pleased to have a discussion about today's topic, like my role as an engineer. And I would like to have an interactive session with the students. I hope that will be fine with those people coming up. So let us start the session. I'll go with a presentation. Right. Welcome back. So my topic I just wanted to discuss with young people uh, of this engineering, especially whenever we come to whenever we hear the word engineer, with different thoughts. I've said before, different thoughts come in our mind. And of course, I used to talk with many students, the engineering students, and also some students who are already graduated. Many of the students among these engineering disciplines actually feel not much comfortable even during this graduation. I mean, like before the graduation or during the graduation, so on, because the proper planning of being an engineer is not been well planned before. And the moment when I ask about the engineering, about the scores of engineering to other students, like maybe after the high school, these students actually they are not showing much interest into it. There are different ways. There are different situation for them. And here today I'm going to discuss about some facts which are quite we can which are not much comfortable between the students. They actually wanted to know much about engineering before entering, or even after entering into the engineering, they wanted to know more about it. And somewhere they have been demotivated, or sometimes they have been wrongly misguided during the course of study. And here I'm not actually going to talk about the students who are already know more about engineering, or they are well planned and coming. So I'm here to talk about to the students who are here longing to know more about it, and who wants more help in going with the engineering. So today's topic will be covering up certain things which are most important. One thing is the foundation. I just wanted to know where the students are lagging and why the students are lagging in their thoughts. And next, about the skills that should they have as being as a student or being as a graduate engineer. Then the roles and responsibilities are more important. Then there will be a talk about the job, the talk regarding the job, how an engineer finds his job, and why he or she finds it difficult. We will be discussing on that. Coming to the foundation, the topic, the foundation. Actually, everyone starts with a introduction, but I have just quite changed for some reason as the topic as foundation. What is this foundation actually means? Foundation. Asian has something different meaning, and foundation is it comes from the word. You call it as you're finding something and taking an action to get a product or the result. So foundation is not just when we talk about foundation, everyone says that it's a basics. It's the base of everything, whatever you study. Exactly, but there should be a before putting a base to anything. Like if you want to become an engineer, the foundation should be very much very good, very much effective. Only then you can be a great person, or you can be a great engineer when you come, or a good engineer when you come up. So foundation, you need to find something within yourself, then you start to put an action on it and get a result of that. So that's why I want to put it that word foundation here. And talking about this, I was eventually I will when I were when I meet many students, the first thing I will ask them is, "What do you think? What is about engineering?" There are some students who give away the answers which are really no we cannot imagine such an answer from them. And that is how they have been molded for years, and they are afraid of the from engineering and so on. But the fact is, the engineering is not a big thing that you can do, that you can find it so difficult. It's very easy that you can learn up, you can innovate new things, you can come up with more ideas and everything. But when the students before joining the engineering, they have been misguided a lot. We have some false promotions towards the engineering from various practices. Today, I just wanted to share all these things to the students before they have to understand, or whenever you meet someone who says that they're bad about engineering, or they have disopinion about engineering, then you need to be confident to say them how engineering is better for them for their career growth. So the very first question or the first thing that in your mind that comes when you say engineering, many of them say there is no job. Then some say they feel that it's difficult to graduate, and some they find they have actually confused mind. They don't know what it is, what I am talking about. If you say engineering to a 10th, 12th passed out student, and when he or she wants to join, these kind of answers or these kinds of feel come to these people in this mind. But this is really a poor situation where why these people have been misguided in many ways. All these things come deeply seeing into it. About nearly 60% of the students or the 50% of the people hardly says about this that there is no job when you do in engineering, or they say it's difficult to graduate in engineering. And very few people say they have confused mind. They don't actually know what it is and what they are going to do. That's the reason. And the one who says, oh, there is no job after engineering, that's because they don't have set their goal at first. Even right from the starting of the first year or after graduating from the high school, when they wanted to join college, they don't have any goal in their mind. And they just join the engineering because of because of by seeing someone else. They feel somewhere they can get a place or a seat to join in engineering. That's why they don't have a goal set on them. And sometimes there is a false representations happening among the friends or among the people, where they say when you join engineering you will not get a job. After engineering you will come to the same place where you are now. So these kind of false representations are really spoiling and they are the career of these people. And totally these people think the engineering it's not been it's not a good choice for their career. And finally, some people are getting forced to compromise to join engineering because there are right after their high school graduation, students have to think about their career. They need to think about the various courses available, not only just engineering. If there are some students there are were really interested in arts and science, but they will be forced to join engineering. Where these kind of people who already have an interest in some other courses, they have been pushed to engineering for some reasons. And what happens to them is they don't come out as a good engineer. They somewhere they lack their knowledge, they lack their interest very beginning, and they don't actually practice well, and their dedication is totally zero when it comes to that. So these kind of implementations and these and students falling in these category, when they come out of engineering, actually they don't get a job. That's a fact, because they haven't set the goal, they have false representations, and they have been forced with no interest. So that's why they don't get a job and they are not ready to work for any company or for any discipline. And for the someone who says that it's difficult to graduate, it's because they never given a try. They have never given a try, even right from their school education. They have never given a try for by being an. Am I getting that? My screen is shared.
Yes, sir. Your screen is visible.
Yeah, yeah. So what happens is they don't actually give a try. Even at when they complete their when they are doing the school, they don't give a big try to big things. They know they just easily they think they can pass the examination, and only they believe that only the marks is going to help them a lot, and not the knowledge. And they don't struggle. That's the other thing. They don't struggle. They don't feel the pain. So they take everything very easy, and they don't give any they don't have any. And few people, they don't have any expectations. They just complete their 12th standard and they was just wanted to join somewhere, and they have joined here. That's the reason they find very difficult to graduate. So finally, we're coming to the confused mind people. That's because they have blind searches. So what I mean by blind searchers, they after completing the high school, being in 12, after that is the 12th standard, they don't know what are the courses available. Even in tech and engineering, they don't know different types of courses available in it. And they just fluctuate their thoughts. There is a fluctuation of thoughts, that one say the computer science is the better, one says electrical is better, one say mechanical is better, and one say civil engineering is better. For quite a couple of days they will be very much interested in doing electrical engineering, and suddenly their mind changes to some other discipline because of they meet some other people. Suddenly they watch some movies, and the most favorite star would be some other kind of some in will be in some other kind of a role, and they wanted to become there. So they have the fluctuating thoughts. That's why they have always confused, and there is no awareness. They know awareness, and they don't get the proper guidance from their seniors or even from the experts. That's why they're quite being confused. All these make the people to think the engineering is not a better choice. This is what I say, only for the one who thinks in these three categories, not for everyone who thinks about it. It's not, I didn't say everyone will think about it. This is about the student. There are some people who think about in these, it comes into these three categories. And very fortunately, I used to ask the student, what will you do after graduating? What will you do after graduating? These questions, when you ask to a person who is really interested in engineering, they will give a very fine answer. They will have a very fine plan in their mind. They will know about some company who's what kind of company it is. They will be talking about that company, that he says that he wants to work in such company. Their so and so services are being done. So that will be very interesting to hear about but very few, and there are some people who already have come in those three categories. Usually they say, I will find a job. What is that? What is that? I will find a job. But engineering doesn't mean that it is a course which is used to, or which is helpful for searching a job. For, does engineering is a course which is used to search a job? No. You need right after your graduation, your skills has to get you a job there. But it is not a basic requirement to find a job. Engineering is not a requirement to find a job. And some say, I'll go for a job. They don't have, and they have no idea that where they are going to work, and how what kind of a role they are going to select in their life. They don't. They just say, I'll go for a job. So these are fake answers they give because they are not ready for be getting graduated. And some say, it's really a fun fact that some say, uncle is in abroad. So what? Your uncle is in abroad. So what can I do? Why did you go for engineering then? He says, my uncle is in abroad. That's it. He doesn't have any answer apart from that. He actually meaning is like, someone in from abroad. He calls, okay, complete your graduation, come here, I'll get a job. So they think that the graduation or the engineering, the graduating, being an engineer is just an entry point. They want a job somewhere in the world, or some kind of others. Maybe it's not related to engineering also. Just for the sake of the degree, they say, you complete your graduation and get back here, I'll get you a job here. No, this is all the things. When we hear from the students, it's a really a pity situation. They are losing their career, and some people somehow, they even after some very few people who are in this category, somehow they develop themselves, and it takes a very long time for them to get into a good career. And there will be a lot of deviations in their life, in the career. They will be wasting more than 5 to 6 years of their life in finding a job or settling down in the, that's a problem they used to actually face it. And so to overcome all these things, it is very much needed to find out your interest before you join. So whenever I see high school graduating students, I tell them to find out your interest. So how to find out an interest? A 12th completed boy or a girl doesn't have much knowledge about engineering or being a doctor or being a police or being a lawyer. He doesn't, he or she doesn't have a big knowledge in it. But it is somehow you can find your own interest. You can maybe some of your family members or your friend circles would there be some engineers, there will be some doctors, there will be some lawyers, or so there will be some one from a good profession. You may ask them, you should ask them. You have to talk to them. You talk to them about their profession. Some of your parents will be in the banking. Talk to them about what's happening in the banking, what kind of a job, what kind of a work they do. Talk to your uncle if he's an engineer or a doctor, or you can be a scientist, you can be a lawyer, a policeman, whoever. Talk to them. Get then at a point somewhere you will find your own interest, that you will feel comfortable and hearing the word, whether you're being a doctor or you're being an engineer or any kind of a profession, you will find, okay, this may suit me. Okay, this kind of thought will come into your mind. Then study from your interest. That's more the thing. It's not just you have found it in your interest. I can opt for it. Then study your interest. Studying the interest is searching for it. If you want to become an engineer, study your interest by knowing whether you are in the right choice. See about different types of courses available, different disciplines that are many students. When I ask what are the courses available, they'll just say mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, electronics, computer science, IT, biotechnology. That's they hardly they give me only these five or six options, but there are more than 20 25 areas that you can learn from different universities, different or top universities across the globe, across the nation. You have different universities, top universities, I mean to say. They are providing various kinds of discipline. They can graduate. Many people are graduating in this. You have all these things. And if suppose in that case you are studying from your interest, you found something which is much good in this. That is either you're aeronautical engineer, you want to become an aeronautical engineering, or computer science engineering, electronics, or mechanical, or robotic engineering. Once you find when you study about it, you will come to know which one will suit you. I would like to share my experience one day, because when after my completing my 12th, I had no idea what I am going to do. But eventually, when my family circle told me that engineering would be a best option for you, that was the only thing they gave to me. That was the only thing they said to me. They didn't actually, they never forced me for that. They give an option. Engineering was, and at that time engineering was very booming, and we had a very good reputation for that. And then eventually I thought of one. I was thinking for a week to select which course can I select now, because I do know there is an aeronautical is there, well, computer science is there, electronics is there, mechanical, and so courses are there. But which one I have to select? Then I was thinking about it, and I eventually found I got an idea that during my 11th and 12th standard, I was very much interested in physics, and even when I was not much interested in mathematics, I was very good at physics, and I was very good. I was very interested to know about the lesson called electricity. Electricity was my very favorite subject. I usually always used to learn that, and I will learn it. I will have a great impact. It came as if I was very familiar with that. So I thought my choice, I'll go for an electrical engineer. So that was a spark which I had in my life, because I was able to think something in my life that could give me a better choice in the future. So please study on your interest. Just don't opt for anything because someone has said to you. Then listen to experts. So this is not much easy, listening to experts, because finding an expert is not so easy. And nowadays, since you have too many social medias, and you have different talks coming up, and you have Facebook, Instagram, too many newses coming up, you can see different scientists giving interviews. You can hear to them, you can listen to them, and also you are free enough to go and visit the university professors to ask them about the course. So it's not so difficult nowadays, because earlier in 10 years or 20 years before, it was quite difficult because we didn't have an internet facility. We were not able to Google it. Either if fortunately if we could able to meet some people, then we can ask them. So listening to the expert is more important. Then later set your goal. That is about which one, that what do you want to do, that is your short term goal or a long term goal. You can set your goal, right? So these ideas will bring you to find engineering or any degree to be much easier and much attractive to you. So whenever you meet the next time, wherever you meet your juniors, they are ready for opting for something, tell them these points, whether they have to set all these things in their mind, and then if they work on this, then surely they will be selecting the right career option in their life. And and I would also like to discuss about some negative promotions on engineering. Many engineering graduates don't feel confident that they can build anything. It's very true. It's not about the student I'm talking about who studies in IIT, NIT, or any other top universities. I'm talking about a normal, common person who had a passion for engineering, but they actually, after graduating, they don't feel confident they can build anything. Yeah, there is a reason. Because something, there is no proper laboratory facility in my university. There is no expert tutors and no proper experimentation. This is the reason they give me. Whenever I go, why I ask them, why can't you do the project of your own? I say, no, I had nothing in my syllabus as that. Then one fact that I would like to share, whenever I ask the students in the laboratory, why did you draw the circuit the same as like this? This is wrong, at all. So this is not wrong. This is what given in the manual. Oh, that's a pity situation because they are not doing that. They are not coming out. They are not thinking of their own. They just blame the other people or some other reasons they give, and they don't feel confident in themselves. Actually, these are not the reasons. Actually, the main thing is we fail to try. They actually failing to try. They don't actually try anything in the life right after joining the graduation. You can see some of the pictures I've been sharing right now. You can see a baby. You can see the growth of this baby, right?
Yes, sir.
I think my internet is slow.
Your voice is breaking, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. So what is this actually? Can anyone think about it? What is actually happening? A baby is trying to grow up, trying to sit, and then later at the last stage he stands up, right? Right? So actually, what is this? Like, the baby is trying something. Actually, the baby wants to stand. Uh, yeah, 1 second. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yeah. You can see that baby growing. So, yeah, have you ever thought how did the baby stand up the very first time? It gives a lot of try. That the babies are not being taught by someone to how to sit, how to crawl, or how to stand up, but it tries of its own. The same thing is what needed. Just jumping into an engineering college or university, you've been just reading out the books, what is been given to you, and if you don't try anything, nothing will come up. Nothing will turn up to in your career. So that's what I mean. If you don't feel confident that on the end of your graduation, it means that you haven't tried anything. So that's why before you graduate, you need to do a lot of projects in your life, right? And there was another question, solid reason why was right on choosing engineering. Yes, when you are able to find the solid reason, then you mean that you have chosen the engineering as a right choice in your life. It could be you should have in mind that you should be able to create job opportunities. If you feel that you want to be an engineer, make sure that have the ability to create a job opportunity, that is giving job for others. Then to serve as a social responsibility, it is more important to serve as a social responsibility than to get awarded with the highest qualification. It doesn't stop with BA or BTech. You have more qualifications to go ahead. Only then you will have a very good career in your life. And to innovate new technologies for the benefit of the society. All the things are If these are any one of these reason if was there in your mind, then it means that you have chosen the engineering as a right choice. Either you have to be ready to create job for others, that is by creating become an entrepreneur. When you are an engineer, you can innovate things, then exactly you can create an opportunity for others. And there should be social responsibilities. Social responsibilities means that you should love to serve for non-profit also, giving an idea, okay, giving some lectures or something, or working for someone for us as a service for the poor or something. These are the social responsibilities they can take. Many companies take their social responsibilities. They do many courses for free for the very poor students as a part of this corporate social responsibilities. You should know all those things, and you should try to get the maximum qualification in your field of study. And later on, that will help you to innovate or invent new technologies for the benefit of the society. Then next we're coming about the skills. The first thing is the future technology. To develop your skills, you should always know about the future technologies. But how to know about the future technologies? To know the first, you should know the current technology. You should probably know the current technology is what is going on happening here, and you'd have to try to list out the companies that focus on the technologies. You should know which are the companies that are focusing on those technologies, and then follow their updates through professional media. You have a LinkedIn, you should have a LinkedIn account. You can follow these different companies or the companies of your choice, so that you will get a regular update on them, and then all this can be shared. And you should learn the prerequisite and the basic. Prerequisite in sense, you should know the basics which are required, which is preferably required to be a part of that technology. So to know about the future technologies, these things are more important. Knowing the current technologies, and list out the companies and follow their updates, and then prepare your basics and everything. For this, quite an example, there is a change from this RPA to IPA. What is that RPA? The robotic process automation is the future. It's about the current technology, robotic process automation, and IPA is intelligent process automation, which is going to be the future technologies, maybe in a 5 to 10 years of time. And there are people working on it. So likewise, you need to differentiate what is the future, what is the current technology, and how to know about the future technologies. Because whenever I ask the students talk about some future technologies, they actually don't know what is the current technology, and they jump directly. They go to the net and they search something. They type, they just Google it out, and they find there is a future technologies, so and so. Okay, that could be a future technology, but how have you studied over? How have you been studying all those things? Because in the current, if you don't know about the current technology, you will not get an idea when you read through all the updates, all those things. Okay, when I say you, even if in this presentation, if I say robotic process automation is a future technologies, yes, you will all believe that. But to know, to improve your skills, it is required, always required, that you need to know the current technologies, and by which you have to find the future technologies through the companies research, or university research and everything. Then next skill is upgrading your knowledge. It is very important. As being a graduate engineer, or you're graduating in a couple of years, you should be a part of a professional society. This is more important. This is very, very important, because being a part of professional society shows your leadership quality, shows your active participation and interest towards the course. And you need, not only being a part of it, you should participate in these events conducted by the society. This is just a sample I have put. IEEE, IET, MSME, and Computer Society of India. All these things are just a sample you have for your department or for your discipline. You have various social or professional societies available where you can be a member of it and try to participate on that. And you have to join the conference, symposiums, and webinars. The symposium, I don't mean to say that it's a normal symposium what we see in our college. No, it's an international symposium. It really talks about wherever the industry participants usually give a talk. There will be more participants or more speakers from the industries, and also the webinars. and you can join the conference. Even though if you don't present something in the conference, at least be an audience in the top conferences, so that it will give you more upgrading knowledge on that. And again, you listen to the expert when they say something, right? And then coming to the next thing, before you graduate, what do you have to do before you graduate? The 4 years of course in engineering, either could be electrical engineering or any course, 4 years of course. Before you graduate, you need to have a common idea or common skills that you require. The first thing, be good at your basics on the field of study. If you are a computer science engineer, you should be very much basic. We should be very good at your basic coding. Whichever the coding language is basic, you should be very much thorough in it, because when you are ready, when you are good at your basics, then you can easily learn up with the new technologies coming up when you get a job. And you should be always remember, you should be always good at one programming language. This is common for every discipline, even the mechanical engineering or electrical engineers. It is very common to note that you should be good at one programming language. Yes, today's world is totally automated, and all the machineries are being controlled to one programming languages, and the computer science is rolling out everything. So remember, even you from any kind of a background, you should have one programming language related to, purely it could be a computer science language, or you can have an core-related software programming, like for example embedded C. You can have an embedded C, or you can know about MATLAB. MATLAB is for automation, control system, electrical and electronics. You have all the programming languages. Then PLC SCADA is also there. So similarly, at least one programming language should be known by any graduate before they graduate. Only then they can, it is easy to get a job. At the end of this presentation, I will tell you how it is important to have the programming knowledge. And you should have the basic troubleshooting methods to fix a problem. So when you are good at programming and you are good at basics, eventually you will be very good at troubleshooting the method, because the company experts earlier, more than 10 years back, the company used to give a training for 6 months or 1 year to the graduates. They will make them learn through from the basics of engineering. They make them learn how the industrial works, and they get some knowledge. But now there is no time for it. The companies are not finding time to again train their employees for 6 months or 1 year. They wanted to have some specific skills, because the number of graduating students, the total number of graduating students are being increased now. Maybe 10 or 20 years before, there for a one for the say for a one post there will be 500 applications. Now there are more than 5,000 applications. They don't have time to find, so they find a unique skill among the graduates. The one thing is that you should have a basic troubleshooting method. Troubleshooting is finding a solution for the problem, first identifying the problem, then giving a solution for it, and then reading the course. They should be reading. You should be very much very good in reading the course. Of course, it relates to your programming languages. You should be reading a course, and good in communication also. Yes, communication is more important, because if you take a corporate, and if you don't have a proper communication, if you are not good in communication, then you cannot survive, or you cannot sustain in the job. So that's why in interviews or any discussions, they always check your communications. Right. So develop all those things. When you are going to graduate, you all need all those things. You should be good at the basics. You should be having at least some knowledge in the programming. Eventually, because right now the first semester of engineering, everyone learns Python, right? So Python is not only for computer science; it is for everyone. Even the machines, even for automations, are being now controlled through a programming language. It's a Python, and there are some other languages also. Python is also very easy, so you can learn it of Python, because you have different applications ending up with Python, and have a troubleshooting methods with that, and selecting your career in the right way. There are some people, there are students, they actually they don't have the right guidance, and they sometimes they feel like they have not chosen the correct career. That's the reason. There are something that you know how to select it. There are something. First, you assess yourself. Yes, give you test yourself, that how good you are. Write down on a paper how good you are, in which subject you are good in which basics are you good in. So all these things you should assess yourself. Then Self-assessment activities required, which is the SWOT. I think many of you would have heard about it, SWOT, which is strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. You should have a self-assessment of doing this strength, weakness, and opportunity and threat. So what does it? What do you do in that? First, list down your strength, but be very honest when you're writing, because you're not going to show this content to anyone. Take a piece of paper and write it. What are the strengths you have, and what are the weakness? Be loyal to yourself. Write the exact weakness you have, whichever it is. Write the weakness you have. Now, based upon the strength and this weakness, try to put an opportunity, a job opportunity or a situation opportunities. How can you overcome these opportunities? Some challenges you can put it. Keep that opportunity in your mind and think about it, whether with this strength and weakness can you overcome this opportunity. And before thinking about that, the threat is more required. Threat is means challenges, because there is whenever an opportunity is created, there will be more hurdles and more threats coming on your way to stop you. And with this opportunity and a threat, and you through your strength and weakness, you should be able to overcome it. When you can do it, then it means that you have selected your right career. And this kind of activity doesn't come in one time. You need to practice a lot. You need to assess yourself. Yeah, you need to test yourself a lot, right? So you need to, one, not just by watching this webinar, or just listening to this lecture, or just practicing once. It cannot be when implemented. You need continuously, you need to work. And next one, build a list of careers that you want to learn more about. List of careers that you want to learn more about it. What are the different career type of careers? Some say that I want to become an entrepreneur. Some say I want to become a programming engineer. I want to become a developer. I want to go to a manufacturing industry, and so on. You have to list down your careers. There will be, they don't specifically put on only one career in your choice. You should have some choices, and later on you can shortlist your career based upon the self assessment, and then you can find a partner. Then after finding it, you can put your short term and long term goal for it. Short term goal, maybe you can try this right from your second year, third year, and right when you come to the final year, you will have a short term goal and a long term goal. Short term goal, you can either become an entrepreneur, or trying to get a job in your dream company. And long term goal is how you become an expert in the field. That may take 5 to 10 years of time, and the short term goal maybe 6 to 1 year of time. So all these things are eventually is more important. Then there are also some discussion among the students about the journey towards the corporate world. They don't have an idea that what should I do, like what is the journey that I have to take, how to move towards this corporate world. Because wherever they say this is a corporate world, so you need to learn this is a corporate world, you have to be very cautious, everything. But the journey towards a corporate world for the graduating students is very more important. Very first thing is the communication. You should be good in communication. Then ability to multitask. So corporate level, corporate companies, they always look on this. Whether the uh, person who's joining in the job will be able to do multiple tasks. Then flexibility. You should be able to work. You should be able to work at different locations. You will different situations. Different timings and everything. And you should have an analytical and research skills. Analytical and research skills. Then loyalty, punctuality, and determination is the most important that every corporate requires from you. So communication, ability to multitasking, flexibility, and analytical and research skills, and with that, loyalty, punctuality, and determination. So when it comes to loyalty, punctuality, determination, you always remember the assignments given to you, the homeworks given to you right from the school, your record works, your project works, the timely completion, right? The punctuality, how often you're taking leave to the school or a college, everything is noted in the corporate world. You don't easily get a leave in the corporate, and if you find to have too much of taking too much of leave, or if you're taking too much of leave, that spoils your career. That's also to be noted. So eventually, right, even if you're a school student, or even if you are a college student, The punctuality, loyalty, determination is more important. Only then that will make you a successful person in your life and career. Coming to the roles, you have as a role of an engineer, you should be able to define your goals first. This is after graduating, you should be able to define your goal. Then you'd be able to commit yourself continuously in a professional development. So committing yourself is not just is simple, but continuously in the professional development is very important. So you need to commit yourself continuously for the professional development. Then you have to improve your problem solving skills, improve your soft skills, then focus on the details. Means whenever someone says, whenever someone gives you some lot of details, just focus on it. Listen to someone. Some people are there, they will be very good at some in the workplace, but they hardly listen to people. That's their problem. They don't listen to the people. That ends up in a failure of leadership. So I have to listen to people. Then learn from your mistakes. You should learn from your mistakes, not because you made a mistake. It doesn't mean that everything is over. You need to learn from your mistakes. That will help you out not reaching the big mistakes. Then understand the business. That's also needed. Even if it's your company or you're working for some company, you need to understand what is the business is all about. Then embrace the changes. You need to develop yourself, self-develop yourself. You need to adapt to the changes. You need to update yourself. Everything is needed. Work hard and be optimistic. Think positive. Okay. Then stay flexible and focus on long term. Never think about leaving your company the day when you join it. Focus on a long term career for your career. But eventually, I don't say like, you joined a company, you want to be there for 20 years. The option is yours, but it is not that you joined a company, the next year you need to switch over to another company. No, gain an experience, focus on the long term. Everything is more important. And coming to the roles, choosing a role model, it's very good. Many times when I ask the students in a classroom or in a meeting, or if I have if it's a certain webinar, when I ask a student, what is your role, who is your role model? 80% of the students will say, my father is my role model. Yes, everyone knows it. Sometimes they say my teacher or something. There are different people, that there are different role models are available, or you can have a choice. Okay, there. The reason why you give with the students, they give us a role model. That is, if they say who we ask them a question, who is your role model? They may say my father is a role model. Yeah, because when the next question is why he is your role model, they will give some reasons for it. Acceptable, but choosing a role model is not that just because the question is asked to you. Because many of the students out of this 80, or even out of this 80% of the students, or the people who are meeting, the moment when I ask the question, who is your role model, only that time they used to think about it. And immediately the first thing they say, my father is my role model, my teacher is my role model, or I say Abdul Kalam is my role model. Okay, if they say that Abdul Kalam is my role model, you know about him? Do you know about him? How much do you know about him? Have you read his biography? That's the question. So choosing your role model is not like just because you give an answer because I asked you this. First of all, when you choose your role model, it should be known that somehow that person will be able to become the best version of yours, help you to become the best version. That role model has to bring you the best version of yours. Then someone who has a sense of purpose. It is not just because you can say anyone name. There should be some purpose. Why? Because you're selecting him. Why? Because you feel he can be he's a role model who interacts well with others. Interaction is more important than who is different to you. That person has to be something different. That's why many people say, because of all the reasons, what I'm giving you, listing out right now, this is because my father is my role model. Because of these reasons, because they interact with with their child. Some they live for some, they have some sense of purpose, and they always look, every father looks different to you, and they will make you the best version of yourself. That's why many people say my father is my role model. Exactly the same. But I wanted to know before you say that, why you are doing it, why you are saying it. then learn about their success and failures, because every time in a family you will be able to learn their success and failures, and you can develop, and eventually you have to develop your own style. It's not just because you have a role model, you cannot walk like that person, you cannot talk like that person, but you have to develop your own style. Only then that only then it means that you have chosen your the best role model. So it is not that what role model is not fixed to one person. It can be different. In your personal life, your father can be your a role model, your mother can be your role model, your brother or a sister, your boyfriend or girlfriend, whoever it is, it can be your role model. But at different stages, it is required to think about all these points before selecting a role model. Eventually, I was not good at English the earliest of my graduation, but many of the my seniors or many experts told me to read out the newspapers, read out the books, and watch some English conversations and all those things. They asked me to talk with your friends with an English, okay, but I was not comfortable because from age I was not comfortable with that. But I was very much interested to watch some documentary movies, which is on English movies, documentary movies. And eventually, when I started to watch it with the subtitle, I was able to I was able to get the style of their language. I got a confident. Why I got a confident to talk like them. So the English got developed by finding out new words from the documentary movies. So the getting I took as one person. I took as a one person, one actor of an English movie as my role model, for just for his slang of English, and for just for the dressing sense in that movie, exactly in that movie. And many times when I go to when I go for shopping and I want to purchase a cloth for me, when I dress for me, I immediately think about that person. Okay, I used to remember what are the kind of colors shirts and what are the pants and what are the combination he was wearing, what kind of a tie he was wearing, how he dressed himself, what color shoe he was wearing, everything I noted, and it just started changing myself. Now, no, I get that comfortability, I get comfortability, and I was able to. I don't resemble him, but at least I could able to learn some good things, because because I was able to get some good like dressing sense from him. It was a very professional and a formal dressing sense in that movie. So that I can share with you, which changed my life. And finally, when I coming for the job, seeking a job, seeking job seeking skills with a short term. It is very much necessary. Job seeking skills, but as a short term goal. Yes, first you gain new skills. Without the skills, you cannot get a job right as of now. You cannot get a job if you don't have a skill. Next, boost your networking abilities. What is this networking is all about? The contacts. That's why I told you to join in the professional societies. You will meet many people. You will meet many experts. You will get a contact with them. Have every student should have a LinkedIn profile up to time, because people are watching. Even if you want to connect your LinkedIn profile with a top CEO of any company, he will accept it. You can follow them. It is, the connection grows, your networking grows. When you're networking, you're boosting your networking, and you have a specific skills or a unique skills, the people are watching you. So it is very easy for them, because even in through LinkedIn, you can be hired, right? You can also be hired through LinkedIn easily. And intern with the large companies for experience. Try to get interns with the large companies and the top companies. You can find that easily in the job searching website also, interns. Then you can start your own business. Even if you want, you can start your own business, because the starting your own business will help you to get the leadership quality. Maybe for a short term, you can have a small business in your home. You can have an online business or any kind of a business related to your skill. That can you can be a school tutor. You can be a tuition teacher. That also develops your new skill. Can also be. Then coming to the long term skills, you should earn a degree or a certification in specific course. It is very much required to earn a degree and a specific, because the corporates are looking for only degree holders. It is not it. But eventually, there are not only the degrees are required, only certification is also okay. Google like companies are open to throw their job to the people, to any one who can able to crack the code, or who are able to find a solution for their problem. It's need not you need not to be an engineer. You need not to be a even you need not to be completed your high school. If you are able to uh, if we are able to solve the problem of that company, then you immediately you are hired in the Google. So degree or certification is a long term process. And if you are able to their service for free. They don't have any profitable with that. They do many people from the top corporates. They become a freelancer after gaining a lot of skills, and they used to talk to give a free talk, or they used to give some kind of a service to the people for the free. Because when you go as a freelancer, you will get more contacts, you will get more interaction with the students, and you will be free, you will be free to talk with people. That's the reason. And then research your market. So suppose if you're going to become an entrepreneur, you should know your market. So research your market. What is that? Whether the market is ready right now or not, that is required. And then educate yourself. You need to educate yourself to become the top in that. So unless you don't do these things, it is not easy to create a job. So find your industry, then become a freelancer for a while, research your market. When you become a freelancer, it is easy to research your market, then educate yourself, then it will be very much easy for you to become an entrepreneur. Then finally, you can plan your service as an entrepreneur. You can plan your service as entrepreneur. And this will eventually have a building your business. You can build your business through this, right? So this is how we can create a job influencers. And searching for the job, many people, many students, right after their graduation, if they are not recruited, or if they are finding tough or finding difficult in finding a job, first I would say that they are failing in searching a job. They are failing in searching a job. The meaning is, for example, um, I was I opened a website that is Naukri.com. I think many of you know it at Naukri.com. And in Naukri.com, I was giving a special keyword, and I was searching for the different types of jobs available in this. I could able to find these much of openings for the single keyword of MATLAB, where I can find there are more than 1,000 to 2,000 job openings right on May 6th. The search was given on May 6th in the Naukri. And you can find that if you have the skill of MATLAB, you can be in your IT, you can find a job in an IT software services, semiconductor electronics, construction engineering, and industrial products, automobile, oil and gas, and education, even in the electrical switch gears, and then IT hardware, pharmaceutical, rubber companies. Wherever you go, these companies are requiring professional skills from that. You can see these many job openings are there, and out of which, if you see the salary package, there are nearly 604 openings are open for this kind of for this job for the freshers, because you see that the salary package is from 0 to 3 lakhs for this job, right? So 0 to 3 lakhs of which will be given for the freshers is about 604 openings are open, but we still say there is no job after graduation, right? This is how. And eventually, when you develop a skill with an experience, you have about 3 to 6 lakhs, going to 10 to 15 lakhs, 25 to 50 lakhs, and even more than 100 lakhs salary range that are given by the top companies. 4 openings are there. This is May 6, 2021, which I was searching in the Naukri, and I could see the BTech. The openings available for BTech is that is BE BTech 1,500 for the same keyword, 1,550. Sorry, 1,530. And MTech is about 466. And the job locations, mostly the Bangalore, you can find a lot of jobs for the skilled people. Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Cochin, Coimbatore, all these things. There are more of openings are there, but the problem is the skill is missing with the people, right? So finally, I would like to give a small, I just want to show you something. Okay, how many of you have seen? I'm not sure how many of you seen this. This is a Naukri website. Okay, Naukri website. Many of us open this website only to find a job at the time it is required after graduating, but I will tell you, this Naukri.com is providing a lot of service. Just not because of Naukri.com, many job posting service are given. So in case if you are not sure what kind of a job you want, in case a student is not confused, maybe he will be in the final year of engineering, he will be confused what kind of a job he wants to know. Some people say that I don't know what kind of a job is available at the market. So where do I find? You can find it here. Just put on the skills. If you say I have some electrical engineers, you just give a search engine. In the search engine, you can put an electrical engineer. You just search it. You will find the different skills required on different things, right? See, there are almost 3,000 jobs opening for here. Okay, there are electrical maintenance here required 0 to 4 years of experience. It means that they are looking for some freshers. The starting salary is 1.7 lakhs to 2.5. They are giving the locations. If you want to select the exact location, you can filter it here. You can see the salary, and you can if you want, you can experience. If you put it in the 0 experience for freshers and see what are the companies are looking for, which kind of, say, solar energy. There is one company, Nanoscience and Ozone Technology, is requiring for who will be good at AutoCAD or electrical management or solar energy. These are the keywords that are being used by the companies who are looking for the job. Yeah, AutoCAD electrical. You can, but these require some experience. Okay, that's fine. So you can come to know that these are the skill required by the companies which are dealing with it. AutoCAD is required for some people. Electrical components or electric analysis, the detailed drawings, there are Goodwin drawings and everything. And sometimes if you say, hey, I would love to work for an embedded company, let us see, embedded system, or embedded software engineer or embedded system. Just give the search. For the skill of embedded system, let me see where are the with the 0 experience. There are nearly 72 jobs opening right now for the embedded system jobs all over the India, where you can see what are the RTOs. You should know about the RTOs if you are studying the embedded system. Even the electrical students would have studied the embedded system. RTOs, real-time operating system. If you're getting a skill in real-time operating system, VX works, architectures of embedded system, you can apply for this job. And the design engineer, if you are good at the embedded C design engineer, you are able to get a job. Embedded service engineers, you get it embedded C and C++. So that is what I told you, that job openings are worldwide. There are more job openings here, but the thing is, our students are not checking out it. They are failing to search the jobs. That is why. Because what they do is they will just post their resume to some other thing, some other company or some other advertising agencies. They'll sit at home, look on the check on the emails every time whether they've been called, whether they've been called. No, it will not work because the competition is more. So I don't want you to check after graduating. Check right from your third year or second year. Or check it right from your second year or third year. Know the skill requirements like embedded C. If you are interested, first I told you, pick up your interest. If you say I am good at MATLAB, if I'm good at MATLAB, I want to know, I want to be a MATLAB Simulink engineer. I want to become. Just give a search and see now how many companies, what are the rank. Just click on MATLAB model. I'll take to zero experience. So there is a MATLAB Simulink engineer is required. Good knowledge in basic. They didn't give about the salary here. They are asking 30 days ago the job was posted here, and MATLAB developer was required for someone technology solutions. And even if you want to search it by the name of the company, you can also do it. So suppose if you want to go in IT service or recruiting or engineering construction, or even still more, if you want shortlisted, if you want to enter into power, or if you want to enter into some telecom industries, or let me say electronic components or semiconductor industries or power industry, let me check it out. Or something. Service engineers required with PLC, AC drives and DC drives, who is good out in MATLAB or simulation, any kind of a simulation is required. They're looking for job. They're looking for people. Right? This was posted 1 month back. So always have a track on the need of the industry. These kind of job search portals available in Naukri.com or different monster.com or different job portals are available for the students. They can just they can search the different requirements of the company. They can prepare themselves. And also know. And there is also an option. If you go to the companies and browse all companies, you can see the different companies are being. These are the list of the companies. See how many companies there are registered with a Naukri or looking for giving for a job. There are more than thousands of companies here. Won't you get a job? Won't you able to get a dream job in this? It's very easy because you need to, then also you can find about the companies. About the company. If you want to know about the companies, their requirement, the skills for the last few years. If you say TCS is the right from the, it's a 53-year-old company. It is requiring. If you go to the about that company, you will come to know what are the skills required in it. Accenture, ICICI Bank, Cognizant, HDFC Bank. All these companies are giving their details here. They require whatever the software computer consulting need. They give their service type of service required here. All those things it is being given here. You can filter out MNC companies, Forbes Global or any public service or there are some companies with a high rating. You can also shortlist with that. You will find Indian Army, right from Indian Army. There are Divan Housing Finance. These are the companies, or even Jet Airways. They require for some other, what are the salary packages, how many interviews are going on, what are there about their companies, and all those things you will be able to get in a single search, where you will come to know different skills required by the. So what also students has to do is, right, if you take a student from the second year or right from the third year, third year will be a better choice, because from the third year, start searching for the skills. If you are an electrical engineer, try for electrical companies. Go and search for the electrical companies. When you search for an electrical company, what happens? You have to shortlist the electrical companies based upon the common skills that are required. So if I say there are 100 electrical companies, out of the 100 electrical companies, almost 50 electrical companies are looking for embedded system, and 30 companies are looking for MATLAB, and so on. Go for the bigger count. So embedded system, there are 50 companies, and so still maybe after 2 years of completion, maybe it could be 100 companies looking for embedded system, or maybe a count may get reduced. But however, you are very sure that embedded system is the skill requirement of many companies related to electrical engineering or electronic engineering. Similarly, MATLAB. So now you get a specific skill or specific idea that what company is looking for. Now, right from the third year, start taking up some courses. Then in the way, other institutes or wherever they provide a best, you need to search for that also. Try to learn that course, because the skills are not present in your book. That's not in your syllabus. Okay, that's not in your regular syllabus. That embedded system will be that you will have embedded system as a theory paper or even a practical at your engineering, but that is not enough for the industry. You need to be much more skilled person in it. So what you want to do is like you need to take a special certification. That's why I told you need to have a degree as a long term. Now think about this goal as a long term. You need to have a degree or you need to have a certification. Okay, come on. The degree will automatically come after the 4 years, but let's have a certification. Go for the certification of embedded system or robotic process automation or intelligent process automation or machine learning, deep learning, or these kind of technologies are the advanced technologies or expected to be the future technology. Especially you will get a job in India, sure, with a good package. If your skill is good, you have a very big opportunity. You can see that Mark and Spencer's. This is almost 137 years old company. It's located in London. Go click on about the company. This can be one of your what do you say is like this can be one of your dream company. Right? It has more than 27 lakh reviews given with a 4.5 rank. It means that how good this company is. You can see what are the services available. You can scroll down the salary summary. You can see what are the starting salary it is being given. You can just scroll here, and what kind of a service that you can also know it. And all these things, news and updates can also come with this. You can know about companies. Follow this. It is easy to follow. It's easy to follow in Instagram of any person. It is easy to follow in Facebook. Similarly, it is very easy to follow such companies through this professional social networks. And always remember to update your resume. Your resumes are, because whenever you apply somewhere, your resumes are more important. So you need to update, because I have seen many students only when the college or the university talks about their placement, or only when they are about to complete their 8th semester, they will be ready preparing their resumes. It is not so, because you would have achieved something in the 3rd year. You would have been a leader for conducting a program in the 2nd year, but you would have forgotten now. You would have forgotten it. So you would have missed that in your resume. So even if your resume is just a half a page, it's okay. Start building your resume day by day. Whenever you do something which is proper, which is appreciable, not just simple thing. At least you do something. You participated in some conferences. Today's webinar you participated. Update your resume. That shows your skill, or that shows your interest towards learning new things. That is your extra skills or extra participation that will help the recruiters to know that you have been doing a lot of things. Okay, so these are the things like these are some roles and responsibilities that an engineer has to know before going in, because there are many false promotions have been here in the name of engineering. Many people say different things which are affecting the society. I have seen many students are scared to appear for an engineering, or they're not opting for it just because they are being given a false statement about that. So Finding a job through engineering, it's very easy, very so easy, but you need to achieve something. You need to acquire some skills. It's not just because, just remember a baby in your as a role model, and you see how does the baby wants to walk, right after the fifth month, the baby wants to walk. It will walk, it will start to walk on an average of in the month of 10th month, or in the when the 1 year old baby can walk. So the gap is only like, for 5 to 6 months of gap. In this 5 to 6 months of gap, a baby is trying to do everything step by step, everything step by step. It is not waiting for the 10th month and immediately a baby stands up, right? Immediately the baby cannot stand up. It will fall down. It cannot do it. We are highly intelligent than a baby, and we should now think about it, that how should step by step we need to proceed our life to achieve a greater thing. The very big mistake what the students or what we do, especially even if I can take my case, the common mistake what we do is, whenever a work is given to us, we find a shortcut in applying the effort. We find the shortcuts in applying the effort and looking for a solution. That's why we don't end up with the right solution, but rather apply the effort to find the shortest solution for it. Then you will get a solution, better solution for it. Many students make a mistake. What they do is, whenever a work is given to them, they find the shortest path to apply the effort. That's the reason they are failing to put their hard work. They are failing to being optimistic. They are just thinking like, for this job can be done in a shortcut. Okay, I'll do this and I'll find. But the solution is not effective. That is why they are end up with jobless graduation. But only when you put an effort through which you find the shortest solution, then put it on that application, then you find it, get the best result. Then you will come to know that your output will be the best and your career will grow. Right? So almost I have taken 1 hour 15 minutes to discuss with you with this. And with this, I would like to think I have somehow reached to my objective of today's topic. And I would like to thank the participants to being sitting over here and listening to my lecture. And I believe that the points what I shared to you would have give you a good impact in your life to develop your skills in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I thank all the participants for the present. Now, our speaker will answer for the queries of the participants.
Okay. They will be giving the questions in the chat box.
Sir, yes, sir. Sir, they're asking Deepashti, which is trending, IT sector or CS engineer, sir? The question is from Deepashti.
Hold on. Okay, which field is good? Which is a trending, IT sector or CS engineering?
Yes, sir.
It's okay. This question, to the Deepashri, I want to answer that, which is the trending IT sector. See, IT sector refers to, what do you say, like, you have different IT sector, and actually I don't get your question exactly. That is, which is our IT sector trending? Like, it depends on the company also. So there are different IT sectors are available, and out of which everyone is looking. No, everyone is towards this achieving their goals. And the trending IT sector nowadays, you can look on that. What do you think? Like, Machine learning technologies has been a very good booming sector for that. Hopefully, because there are multiple people, multiple companies doing it. And or computer science engineer. See, computer science engineer and IT sector. I mean, the CS engineer means computer science engineer. I believe so. So the computer science engineer or the IT sector, you cannot differentiate these two separately, because in trending computer science engineer or see, when it comes to engineering, it means that everyone's effort is more important. When it comes to computer science engineering, the basic skills are required, taking into account of an IT sector, where this particular IT sector is very much, for example, if there is an IT sector that is very much growing in the towards the SAP technology. Okay, that's a recruitment technology, SAP technology. There will be many engineers who are working. Maybe IT engineers will be there. There will be many computer science engineer will be there. They will be working on it on the specific skills. What you say, computer science engineer is a common domain where which is a base domain. Being a computer science engineer, you can go you can be you can be in the top in any kind of a field. So don't merge with a trending IT sector or a computer science engineer. It's not that. Being with the skills, you can have we can achieve into anything.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your valuable explanation. I hope people's doubt will clear now. And then another question, sir, from Prashant. Which field is good to do an internship for first years?
First years. Okay. Which field is good to do an internship for the first years? Okay. First year, as being a first year student, as per the university syllabus as they have framed, usually the first year students require the basic skills. There is just what do you say, like a bridge course given between the school, because they used to learn about the physics and they used to learn about the chemistry and so on. First of all, the student has to identify his interest towards. If the concerned person, suppose if you say if the person is from a computer science department, he would have one computer science subject, he would have one electronic subject, one electrical subject in the first year. So that person has to the person has to find his own interest first. So suppose if he is good in Python, you can come up with an you can learn some you can have an internship with the programming companies. Okay, I think I'm missing is which field to be good in internship. The field actually depends upon the which discipline you have choose. That if you have an electrical engineer, then you need to find a research. You can first you should be very much good in basics. Even if you are computer science, for the first year especially, I will tell you, internship is not that just because they have been given from the universities or asked by the college to join. It's not so. First be specific in the basic skills. The basic skill is required. The basics are required. You should be good at the basics. Once you become good at your basics, even if you're good at it in Python, you can go with the Python. You can find that internship for the related to the Python given by various companies. You can go on Python or any computer related, even C programming, because even C programming is being followed by many companies. So if you are an electronics engineer, try to relate to something related to embedded system or something. So you need to learn the basics of although any skill that is required for.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your valuable words. I hope Prashant's doubt will now clear. So yes, sir.
Surya has asked a question, that is IT parent course or base course for AI, artificial intelligence. No, it is not that. You need not to be an IT engineer or IT, that is, you need not to be an IT person for learning artificial intelligence. Actually, the artificial intelligence requires basic engineering skill with some mathematical knowledge, that is statistical knowledges and programming. So programming anyone can learn. Even if I'm a mechanical engineer, I can learn artificial intelligence. Even if I'm an electrical engineer, I can learn it. So what only basic thing is the as per this artificial intelligence is concerned, you should have a basic requirement, basic idea about the programming skills. Basic programming skills you should be good enough, and also you should have so good mathematical knowledge, because more about mathematics, statistical mathematics are required. Statistics is required in that. Problem solving equations will be there in the when you have some artificial intelligence. So you need not to have not have an IT or a computer science person to learn artificial intelligence, because artificial intelligence is worldwide. No, you can find artificial intelligence in anywhere. You can be an aeronautical engineer, you can be an even a civil engineering, you can be, but the basic skill of having some programming language and some analytical or statistical thinking of mathematical knowledge, then you can apply for artificial intelligence and etc. I think the next question Mahadesh has asked is for scenic science and network specialist jobs available in India. If yes, how much percentage on scenic and science? I will just check it out with this, because I want to know what is that bust for scenic science. There are some for scenic science being given by some universities. I actually am not much expert in knowing about this for scenic science and networking specialist, but there are jobs in India. There are jobs in India. You need to find these job requirements through, as I told you, through Naukri or other job listing websites. You can find it. You can just search using that. You can find, but the jobs are available in India. Any other questions?
No, sir. That's it, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your valuable time and words, sir.
Yeah, thank you
Now
so
I
much.
welcome. Now I welcome Ms. Priyadashini Balaji to give the thanking note.
Is am I audible?
Yes, sister, you are audible.
Okay. Gratitude is the fairest blossom, which springs from the soul. On behalf of the Result Talks Tamil Nadu chapter, we thank our speaker, Mr. Max Savio Francis, for being an enthusiastic and interactive speaker throughout our webinar on my role as an engineer. This webinar was an informative session and acts as an eye opener. We believe this session has brought a positive perspective to our partakers about the topic, and we thank all our delegates for your active participation and patience throughout the webinar and for making this session a huge success. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable time and your words. I hope everyone will enjoy this session and get the knowledge from your teaching, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I request all the participants to fill the feedback form, which will be posted in the chat box so that you can get your certificate for the webinar. I thank also all the participants for the patience and kindly listening the webinar. Thank you so much, participants.